Twitter, Spaz'n out. America's podcast. All right. Facebook, Twitter. Twitter, you good? Are we good? We're good. We were good. We're not good anymore. Hold on. We're good. I don't know what the hell happened there. All right. Here we go. Wait. Let's try to get it straight. We're never going to get this straight, are we? All right. It is what it is, as Bill would say. All right. Podcast. Hold on. Guy, I just killed it on the Peloton. I didn't have much time to hit the Peloton today. Sometimes I can hit the Peloton for an hour. Sometimes I can hit it for only 5 minutes. Sometimes I can only hit it for 10 minutes. I'm on an almost 60-day streak on the Peloton. I hit my 45-day streak, I don't know, 10 days ago. I got 5 more days to get my 60-day streak. You get a little badge for it. But no matter what, I ride 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45, or 60 minutes. I get it in. I can only do 10 minutes, but I broke my PB for my 10-minute ride. I got after it. Baby. Yeah! Peloton! Absolutely love it. Thank you so much for joining America's podcast, for joining Spazzing Out, America's podcast, your podcast. When we do the podcast, we do it 5 times a week: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the share button, little arrow. Woo! Send it to somebody else. Let them know that we're doing America's podcast. Follow my page. Same thing on Twitter. Retweet. Follow my page. YouTube. Subscribe to my page. Send the feed. Most of you guys are listening on an app, are listening either on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora. The list goes on and on. And some of you are asking Alexa, hey, Alexa, play Spazzing Out America's podcast. I appreciate it. Teetering between the 500 and 600 download mark every single day. Podcast is growing and growing. We need to get it bigger. I always say it. I can't do it without you. This is why it's your podcast. I host it, sure. I come up with the topics, yes, but they're the things that you guys give a crap about. Which brings me to what we're going to have to talk about today, because I feel like you guys care about this. This is not a heavy sports podcast, but sometimes it has to be. Sometimes when you sit and you watch a football game with such frustration and such anger, you got to talk about it the next day, even though it's been talked about all day long by everybody else. You still got to talk about it. First off, let me say this. All Monday night football games need to start at 7:05. All Monday night football games. The game was over by like 10 o'clock. It was great. Most Monday night football games, like the one on ESPN, start at 8:30. Last night it started at 9. So they usually start at 8:30. You're not getting to bed till 12. It's a nightmare. If they started it at 7, it's done. 10 o'clock, you still got time to binge watch a couple of shows. You could watch Cobra Kai on Netflix. Or you could actually get to sleep. Or you could actually watch the post-game stuff and the post-game interviews, and still it's 11 o'clock and the game's over. So please, I implore the NFL, I'm begging the NFL, for the love of God, move Monday Night Football to 7 o'clock. It would do everybody a favor. Forget this 8:30, 8:35 start. Certainly do not do a 9 o'clock start. I watched some of the Packers game last night. Forget it. It was a nightmare. Like, the game got over. It's like 12 o'clock. I'm out. I don't need that crap. That's one issue that we could talk about to the end of time. But I'll tell you this. Monday Night Football on ESPN needs to start at 7. CBS had it at 7:05, and it got over by about 10 o'clock, and you can still get a good night's sleep. Or you could flip over. You could watch the post-game interviews. You could you could get on Twitter and see what everybody's saying about what happened and all the problems with the game. And I'm calling him Ryan Hoyer. We'll get into that to the idiots on Twitter that don't understand that I was calling him Ryan Hoyer because no one fucking knows who he is and he's a bum. Of course I know his name's Brian Hoyer, you dipshits. But anyways, games need to start at 7. It was great. We can get in to the Pats game in general, and just simply, we don't have to really talk about. I'll tell you, you know who was happy this weekend? You know who was like, thank God? Nick Folk, our kicker, was like, thank God. He Nick Folk, after the game, I think high-fived Hoyer and was like, bro, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the heat off of me, because every single week when I get out there and I got a chip shot and everybody in the entire nation is looking at me like this guy's going to fuck this up, that heat was off me. Thank you. So that you know that Nick Falk is like, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate you taking the pressure off me. Now, a bunch of things that we could get into with the Chiefs game. We don't have to get in depth into certain plays and, Julian Edelman dropping balls or Julian Edelman tipping a ball for a tip six. What we need to really get into is plain and simple. Pat's defense played their ass off. We can all agree that the Patriots defense kicked ass. They only gave up 19 points. Yes, I know the score was 26. It was 26. I'm not a moron, but they didn't give up that pick six. So defense only gave up 19 points, and that's phenomenal. It's unbelievable. So kudos to the defense. Bill Belichick. If Steve Belichick's getting credit for calling the fucking game, awesome. Defense was great. You can't ask for more than that from anybody. I'm telling you, Woburn High School starting quarterback would have fucking beat the Chiefs last night. Anybody. They could have taken a bum-ass Peyton Manning, who hasn't played in 8 years, and put him back there because all you had to do was manage the game. All you had to do was, before the half, not get sacked and blow 13 seconds of the clock. All you had to do was throw the ball out of bounds, and the Pats get 6 points. 3 points. Maybe Hoyer was thinking in the back of his head, he was like, shit, our kicker sucks. Maybe I got a better shot at throwing a touchdown than our kicker does getting a field goal. Maybe that's what he was thinking. I'm guessing not. It's easy to say, because this is the problem. Everybody's like, oh, look, Belichick can't win with any quarterback. Yes, he can. Bill Belichick could win with any quarterback, just not with a stupid-ass quarterback that makes stupid mistakes. If you put a shitty quarterback that is a good game manager in that game, the Patriots win the game. Any other fucking quarter. I think they would have had a shot to win the game if Stidham had played the whole game. But we could talk about Stidham. Does Stidham suck that bad that he couldn't start the game? As Ryan Hoyer was I called him Ryan again. Fuck it. You people don't get the joke. I'm going to be out on you guys, okay? Plain and simple. I understand what his real name is, but he's a nobody. So I call him Ryan because he is a nobody. Please understand the joke. Hoyer was going to be your starter. Think about that. That was Bill's plan. If they don't get Cam Newton, Bill's plan is, yep, we're going to go with Hoyer for the rest of the year. What a disaster the Patriots would have been this year if he was our starting quarterback. What a disaster. I had a big conspiracy theory. I was like, oh, you know what? They're sitting Stidham because they don't want Stidham to get hurt. They don't want him to be on the field. They don't want him to get COVID. Nope, the plan all along clearly was that Hoyer was going to be the starter, and then Belichick hit the lottery with Cam Newton. We're going to get into Cam Newton, as you guys should be pissed at Cam Newton. I called it out last night. I tweeted out something about Cam, and now ESPN, Nesson locally is picking up on it. It's an obvious fucking fact. We'll get to that. First, let's just talk about the quarterback situation. No doubt in my mind, if we had Tom Brady, we win that game. Not because Tom is the best quarterback in the world anymore, but because Tom is a good game manager. Tom would have never in a million years got sacked at the halftime. Never in a million years. Twice, we should have had field goals where Hoyer fucked that shit up. Tom wouldn't have done that. Period. So I'm just giving Tom kudos on that. Tom being our quarterback for the year wouldn't have worked. Tom was miserable. Tom didn't want to be here. Tom wasn't happy here. He was a straight up bitch. He wanted money. He got his money. So he's happy, doing well in Tampa because he's happy. If he was here, he would not have been happy. If he stayed with the Patriots, we got shit money and he wouldn't have been happy and it would have been a problem. Having Tom not on our team is perfect. Not having Tom is great. But I want to point out that Tom wins that game. Cam Newton wins that game. Stidham might have won that game. Any quarterback that wouldn't have made mistakes and just managed the game, any manager, anyone would have won that fucking game. Hoyer, clearly, they need to get rid of him. Or they just make the guy a coach. If you're that big on having Hoyer on your team because he knows the other team's defenses and he mimics other teams' quarterbacks so well and he breaks film down and he's great for quarterbacks, make the guy a coach. Put him on the damn staff. Make him a coach. Done. Get him off the field. If the Patriots start him this coming week, then I think that Bill Belichick is just fucking with people. Like if they start Hoyer this weekend, which they won't, I can't believe they haven't cut him yet. I thought for sure that Brian Hoyer would have been cut from the team before the plane landed in Boston. Gone. Belichick's high on him. McDaniels is high on him. But the guy's not an athlete. The guy can't play. He doesn't make good decisions. Under pressure, he folded. They had a chance. They should have beat Kansas City. That was a win. That was a win all day long. I'm not shitting you that Todd Butwell, who was the starting quarterback of Women High when I went to high school, would have won that fucking game. Hands down, would have won that game. Please. Ridiculous. I'm telling you, there was a point, and I've never seen Belichick. I thought Bill Belichick was going to punch Hoyer in the face. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game, and I'm talking, so because I'm watching the game with Kaylee, and I just like, hey, I'm like, because I got no one else to talk to about it, I'm just like, he's going to punch this guy. I'm telling you right now, Josh McDaniels and Belichick are having a long conversation going in the locker room. It's Josh McDaniels telling Bill, hey, Bill, chill out. Bill's like, no, I'm going to rip this guy's fucking face off. I'm going to fucking rip his head off. That's how fired up Bill was. They could have won. He set up the perfect plan. They fucking owned Mick Holmes like he works at McDonald's. Yo, can I get the Mick Holmes? Yo, let me get the Mick Holmes. What the fuck would the Mick Holmes be? Let me think. Patrick, if you got the Mick Holmes, you guys figure it out. I got to think of something good on that. If you went to McDonald's and you got the Mick Holmes, it'd have to be like, you know, some kind of it'd be like a Big Mac. I don't know. I have to think about it. You know what? Let me think about it. I'll get back to you guys tomorrow, but that could actually be something pretty funny. That you go into McDonald's and you order a Mick Holmes. But defense played out their ass. Offense, awful because of the quarterback situation. So let's get to Cam Newton, because this is something that we absolutely need to talk about. Is Cam Newton. More people should be pissed at Cam. I want to find out what happened. 100% Cam Newton broke the COVID protocol. 100%. 100%. I said it last night. I tweeted it out last night, and I said, you know what? No one else on this team has COVID. No one. But yet, the president gets it, and everybody around him except for Mike fucking Pence gets it. One person gets it, everybody around him gets it, but somehow Cam Newton tests positive, but nobody else gets it. I said it last night. I said, this is what happened. And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you, God Almighty Cam, the God is my light. I'm struggling not seeing my kids and my wife. Cam was probably out fucking a COVID chick. Hands down, he went out, he banged a COVID chick, and he fucking got sick, and he wasn't around anybody else. It was that window of period of time, probably Thursday night. He went out, he banged a COVID chick, they tested him, boom, he's got fucking COVID. Simple. He wasn't around anybody else except for the COVID chick, and then the Patriots go right into cover-up mode like shit, because Belichick found out. Belichick's like, you fucking a COVID chick? Is that the deal? Is that what you were doing? We got to keep that quiet because you have a wife and kids, you stupid shit, and you're supposed to be doing NFL the pandemic protocol, but you broke it, and we know you broke it because nobody else on the fucking team has it. And then it starts getting picked up today. It got picked up by Nesson. Nesson is saying that the NFL is doing an investigation into the Patriots on whether or not they broke COVID protocol. Why? Because no one else has it. And then, lo and behold, today, some bum on the practice squad gets it. They're like, dude, we gotta bullshit. We gotta get some, because we can't lose any of our star players. We can't lose Julian Edelman. We can't lose our center. We already lost our starting center. We can't lose fucking Joe Thuney. So let's pretend that some practice squad bum got it from Cam. Cam probably doesn't even know the guy's names on the practice squad. They're like fucking practice squad players are like fucking janitors. They don't call me now. Stop. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. All right, look, we got interrupted because everybody knows that I'm doing my podcast around this time and that you should never fucking call me, but they call. So fine. The podcast gets fucked up. One of these days, when I'm making a fucking $100 million a year doing the fucking podcast, I'm just gonna, I feel like Belichick last night with Hoyer. I want to punch someone in the face when I'm having a kick-ass rant, when I'm going fucking great and I'm hitting on all cylinders on a riff on fucking COVID Cam, and then you fucking call. Let's pull it back together. So COVID Cam is hooking up with some COVID fucking chick. There's a chick out there. I'm telling you it's what happened. I guarantee it. I lost my Twitter feed. I don't give a shit. I guarantee you that's what happened. That Cam broke protocol. He went out. He hooked up with some COVID chick and he got it. And no one else on the team got it. Then the NFL, from me, the NFL got it from me. I fucking tweeted that shit out during the game. I said, we should all be bullshit at Cam Newton because he broke protocol and he went out and he hooked up with some chick. I'm just assuming he did this, so it's not fact. This could be fake news. But this, my opinion is he went out, he hooked up with some chick, he got COVID, and that's why nobody else got it. Then the NFL saw my tweet. Roger Goodell was like, damn, this guy's right. No one else on the team has gotten COVID. Cam must have broke protocol. I said it. He broke protocol. He definitely did. And then they throw some shit bomb on the scout squad under the bus and say, oh, yeah, this guy's got it too. All of a sudden, someone on the scout squad's got it, but just one guy. So just one. You want us to believe that only one dude on the scout squad got it? That no one else on the scout squad get it? That Ryan Hoyer, who lives on the scout squad, Ryan, I love it. He lives on the scout squad. He didn't get it. None of the coaches got it? No one? Is he banging a COVID chick too? Is that the deal? We're not morons. Everybody that gets COVID, there's like 10 other people that got it from them. The president is proof. They show the president making the announcement like, oh, hey, Amy Coney Barrett is going to be my nominee, right? They show the video and then they show the red dots of all the people in the audience that got COVID. They should be able to do that with Cam, but they can't do it with Cam. Why? Because Cam broke protocol and you should be pissed off at him. And Belichick should be pissed off at him. And we'll know. We will know. Because I'm telling you, if he broke protocol, Bill's that type of dude that will fucking can Cam. He'll cut him. Or maybe he'll bench him. Dude, he sat Butler at the Super Bowl. If Bill finds out that Cam put the season at risk so that he could go out and get some COVID fucking chick and hook up and got COVID that way, he's done. It needs, I want to know. I want to know how Cam is the only one that got COVID. Obviously, he broke protocol. Plain and simple. He basically could throw the season down the drain. We went from, yeah, we're going to go to the Super Bowl, could have beat Kansas City, but Cam's got to get his fucking dick wet, so everybody else is going to be screwed. I'm telling you, it's what happened. You heard it. You know what? Fuck it. You heard it here first. Back in the day, I called the Randy Moss trade to the Patriots. I said it like a day before. I go, Pat's going to trade for fucking Moss. They did. And I'm calling it right now. Cam Newton, he broke COVID protocol. He hooked up with some damn chick. And that's a fact. Something, I call it fact. I get it. Could be fake news. More is coming because the NFL's doing an investigation. They're going to investigate. And I'm pissed off. And you should be pissed. You should be just as pissed as I am at Cam because we could have won that game if he played last night. We beat KC if Cam didn't break protocol and didn't get COVID. Simple. You know what? We also win that game if Ryan Hoyer could have got his head out of his ass and didn't make so many mistakes. So I'm pissed off about the phone call in the middle of the damn podcast, bro. Gary says nobody's watching. Bro, no one watches these live feeds. My podcast gets downloaded like 600 times a day. People, it's a podcast. I just go live because I enjoy the interaction with people. So the podcast is killer. But hey Gary, you know what? I'll save that little thing when I'm making like $1 million doing my podcast, and I'll send it back to you and say, hey buddy, nobody's watching, but I got a big fat check. Thanks. Sorry, Gary. I'm not even mad at you. I'm just pissed. I'm aggravated. He says, okay. Fucking, I apologize, dude. Here's the truth of the matter. No one watches. I get somewhere 10, 15 people on the live stream. Most people don't watch. You want to know why they don't watch? I don't have a certain time when I sit down and do it. I haven't scheduled that out. But like I said, I get a lot of tons of downloads when it comes to the podcast when it's posted. People like listening on Alexa. They resoundingly listen on Apple, Google, and Spotify. So the podcast does well. All right. We got through COVID cam. Here's the scenario, and that's basically it for the podcast tonight. It's a short one because I got shit to do and I got to bounce, and I had to talk for once. I wanted to talk about the Patriots. Pats should have won that game last night. It's not one of those moral victory games. It's one of those we fucking blew an opportunity to beat Kansas City without our best offensive player. Our defense played out of their ass. They played unbelievable. We blew the opportunity, which is why Bill Belichick was pissed, which is why I thought Bill Belichick was going to punch Hoyer in the face during halftime. I can't believe they didn't bench him during halftime. I can't believe they didn't come out and have Stidham out there. Julian Edelman would have been a better quarterback. At least he wouldn't have dropped the ball. If Edelman was quarterback, at least he wouldn't have popped the ball up for a pick six. He could have thrown some touchdowns, or at least he could have managed the game. That's all they needed. The game would have changed dramatically if the Pats could have got those 2 field goals. 100%. The momentum swing was huge in the other direction. As a matter of fact, in the other direction for a fucking touchdown. Here's a solution to the problem. This is where I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm not getting into the Trump sucks. Talk about the stimulus check. All right, here. You want to talk about Trump? I'll get to the Trump thing real quick. So, last thing on the Patriots. I think that they should go out and they should make a trade. There are 3 quarterbacks that would make sense for the Patriots. Jacoby Brissett, 100% makes sense to go get him as our backup quarterback or even our starter until Cam comes back. Cam will not be back this week. The earliest he could possibly come back is Friday. It's not going to happen. So we're not going to have Cam this week. You get Brissett, you could trade for him. You could go get James Winston from the Saints. You could go get Andy Dalton from the Cowboys. All guys that wouldn't have made the mistake that Hoyer made. We win that game. Now, you want to talk about the stimulus check and you want to talk about Trump. Plain and simple, the House, and then I'm done. To wrap this up real quick. The House, Nancy Pelosi put together some garbage bill over $2 trillion, got it through the House, trying to force it through the Senate. Trump and the Senate have said, nope, we're not going to let you send out this shitty bill. Why? Because it has $1.3 trillion worth of shit that doesn't have anything to do with coronavirus. She's trying to force a bill down your throat that, one, make sure she gets paid until December. Part of the bill is funding the government. That has nothing to do with the fucking pandemic. Part of the bill has bailing out airlines. Part of the bill has bailing out auto dealers, the automakers. Part of almost half of the money from Nancy Pelosi's new stimulus package that you want to see go isn't going to. Yes, I'm not disagreeing with giving. Fine. You want to give money to the fucking people, give money to the people. President Trump is saying that Nancy Pelosi is holding you hostage. She's saying if the American people want money, we are going to bail out us, meaning Congress, because she wants to make sure she gets paid. We're going to bail out the fucking airlines. We want to make sure they get paid. Pelosi's deal should just be about helping the American people, and I think it would pass. If Nancy Pelosi put a bill through the House that was just, we're going to give a stimulus check to the American people, we're going to help with unemployment. Now, let me be clear on unemployment. You want to make it fair? Everybody should get a check. If you want to make it fair, fuck you. You ain't getting $600 for sitting at home. Bullshit. Everyone gets it. I go to work every single day. Give me the check for $600. I tell you what, I'll make more use out of the $600 than lazy ass bastards that'll use it to buy TVs. I'll grow my business with it. I'll keep my business alive. COVID is the death of small businesses. Over half of the small businesses, I can't even talk. Small businesses in this country are going to go out of or have gone out of business and will not be coming back. Restaurants, fucking bars, small business, junk removal companies are going out of business. I know, because my fucking business is one of those businesses that is in danger. It's a struggle. and that COVID is killing it. And sure, could the government help me out? Could they? I haven't taken any fucking money. I didn't get any PPP loans. I'm out there grinding my ass off doing drive for dollars to make sure my company stays afloat. So if they're going to give people the money, everyone gets it. If you're going to give people money, everyone gets it. Not the fucking people who just stay at home. I work. Give me the $600. And let me be clear. I don't want the money. I'm not kidding you. I don't want the fucking money. But if you're going to give it out, just like Trump said, hey, if you guys are going to give the tax breaks to the rich, of course I'm going to fucking use them. Of course I am. It's within the law. So if you're going to give out money, make it fair and give it out to everyone. If you're going to give out $600 a week for people to stay home on their ass and do nothing, at least give the $600 a week to the people who are actually fucking working. I could use a hand up. Give us the money instead of taking that money and giving it to someone that's fucking gonna go use it for drugs, gonna go use it for booze, gonna go use it for anything than what they're supposed to use it for. But the bill that Pelosi's trying to push through sucks. It fucking blows because the president looks like a dick because he's not passing it. The president looks like an asshole and says, you know what? I'm not wheeling and dealing with you fuckers until after the election because you're trying to screw me. The president is saying, America, listen, Nancy Pelosi's deal has a shit ton of pork in it, a shit ton of money going in other directions for other shit that has nothing to do with pandemic money, nothing to do with coronavirus money, nothing to do with helping fucking people out. Nothing. Simple. If you want to give out money, by all means, give it to the hard-working Americans that are actually still working. All right, I got to scoot because I'm supposed to be making dinner for my wife tonight, and I'm doing chicken things. What are they called? The chicken, not fingers, bro. I'm not making my wife chicken fingers. Chicken cut up kebabs. Chicken kebabs. All right. This is America's podcast. Spazzing out. Thank you. I'm fucking dead. I gotta fly. Bye, guys. Gary, sorry I got pissed off earlier, man. I was just in a bad mood. Have a good night.